Well, welcome back. Aberdeen 0, Hearts 0 at Pittodrie, and Hearts are grateful to goalkeeper Marion Callow for the point they take back to Edinburgh. The Hearts keeper is alongside Andrew Driver, ready to talk to SBN's Daryl Curry.
Ray, thank you very much. And this man got his team at least an extra 2 points with a last-minute penalty save last week, and today the hero again. Marion, are you in the form of your life?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's right. Exactly expression what I would use. I think in best form. Yeah.
What save was the best for you today? The one early on from Sonny Aluko, you tipped it over the bar.
Maybe this from the corner. This header, it was quite a short distance. So maybe this one.
The Rory McArdle one, the reactions. He's been tremendous for you of late, hasn't he, Andy?
Yeah, especially in games today. We're under pressure a lot of time, and when you know you've got a goalie like Marion, who's behind the back four, you feel a lot of confidence. And again, you saw today, pulled some great saves out, especially the one in the last minute, which is a major save for us.
How tough was that game to play? And the pitch looked very bobbly.
Oh, the pitch made it an absolute, one of the hardest games to play in. It was no football played. It was just all whoever wanted it more was going to win. And I think we went in at half time. They showed they wanted it a bit more, and we came out in the second half and worked a lot harder. And I think we'd be happy with the second half performance in the first.
And how are you feeling? You've obviously been out for a while. You've come off the bench and a start today.
Yeah, obviously it's a slow progress to get better. I think you can see not fully there yet, but it's good to get an hour out of it. And I'm feeling confident now to go into next week. Hopefully, take this on and get a few more minutes in the next few weeks.
And of course, you could have gone second today. Did you feel that was a big opportunity missed?
Yeah, it's a massive thing for us, but as I said, the pitch kind of killed the game as a footballing contest. And but we just come up to Aberdeen, it's a hard place to come and go away with a draw, especially after the first half performance. I think take a few positives out of the game.
Well, Marion is the Clydesdale back SPL man of the match. Andy, would you hand that over for us?
Well done, big man.
Thanks very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
More reaction on the way. Scott Booth and Colin Hendry watched the match. Well, from Hearts' point of view, this is quite a downer, isn't it? Because this is a missed opportunity.
Well, I've got to say, I was really, really disappointed in Hearts today. I know it was a difficult pitch and it was a poor game. And Andrew Driver quite rightly saying that the pitch sort of did help kill the game, but it was a lot more than that. We heard Jim Jeffries saying, at half time before he went in to talk to the players, that he wasn't happy with their overall attitude, their sharpness. I think Aberdeen did really well in that midfield area to win the ball back quickly. They created the better chances in the game. And when you think that what Hearts had at stake today, the chance to go second.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it was a shock. It was a shocker of a game.
Colin, that's the point I wanted to bring up with you. Should we be criticising Hearts or giving credit to Aberdeen?
Well, Aberdeen were the better of the two sides. There's no two ways about that. I think at the beginning of the show we expected Hearts to win the game today, and they didn't show much at all. They were very disappointing. The game was stretched at times, especially in the first half. I know Jim addressed that situation at half time, but they didn't offer anything at all to me.
They couldn't get their big players, their Driver, Scatchell, Templeton. They couldn't get them on the ball and doing the things that they like to do, and maybe a little bit of that with the pitch.
The pitch didn't help. It didn't help. But Aberdeen addressed that situation far better than what Hearts.
Well, Hearts fans would have hoped their team would rise to the occasion today and go second at the table. Marion Callow, goalkeepers are there to make saves, to keep their team in matches. He's been brilliant this season.
Let's face it.
Terrific.
He's had a really good season, and it sort of speaks volumes that he is man of the match today. I mean, Aluko did really, really well. I mean, it is the second week in a row that he has answered questions, Kello, for his club, and I think that this save, he says, is his best one of the day, and it's a reaction. So if he goes quite early, then has to check again, and it's the fact that he reacts to the McArdle header.
It was the best pass of the day, look, from Jimmy Langford.
It's not bad.
It's the best pass of the day. And of course, I think this ends up with Blackman on his left, very strong on his left. And I mean, it's a certain goal. It's a great save, great reaction save. But I mean, 11 clean sheets in 18. You've got to pay some of that debt as well down to the back four. But this week and last week, I think he's been the man of the match.
There's a penalty appeal for you to clear up. Should this have changed the game?
I don't know if we'll clear it up, but I'll give you my point of view. I just think that Templeton throws his leg.
He's not in control of the ball either.
Into McArdle there. He's not really in control of the ball. Not for me either.
You absolutely certain about this?
Well, it's just the way that sometimes if you think that there's contact without Templeton, you see, the way he puts his right leg into McArdle there suggests to me that he's looking for it.
And I think McArdle's taking his leg away as well. It's saying, you know, I think McArdle's taking his leg away. You know, and it's nowhere near a penalty for me.
Not a lot to get excited about today, gentlemen.
Not too much.
No.
Next up, we'll hear from both managers and hear their assessment of their team's performances. Looking forward to hearing from Jim Jeffries and Craig Brown. Bags of experience. What will they say about this 90 minutes of football? Welcome back. It was Aberdeen 0, Hearts 0 in today's SPL match played at Pittodrie. Let's hear the verdict and assessment of Aberdeen boss Craig Brown on his team's performance. The Dons manager's been talking to Daryl.
Ray, many thanks. So Aberdeen now 3 games undefeated, Craig, but did you feel perhaps you could have had more today?
Well, I think we played well in the first half. We were a bit slack at the start of the second, but I think when you're playing Hearts, who are in second place or pushing right up at the top of the league, and you give as good as you get. In fact, I think arguably, I felt, I'm a bit biased of course, we were the better side, so there's great satisfaction from that, although we didn't get the 3 points. 1 point I think against Hearts is a good performance.
You did create more chances of course, but you seemed to get their goalkeeper on a good day again.
Well, he wasn't desperately tested, you know. He had 1 or 2 good saves. One at the end from Nick Blackman was very good, but Jamie Langsfield too had an excellent save from Scatchell at the start of the second half. And, you know, I think the goal attempts were in our favour and the corner kicks were in our favour. Probably the statistics were, but it's goals that count and we couldn't manage to score. So we're the home team. We hope to try and win every home game, no matter the opposition. But we'll take a point against Hearts because they're a very good side.
Is that a measure perhaps of how far you've come though since you came into the club? 5-0 against Hearts when you'd just taken over, you were in the stands that day, and now a point today?
Well, a big difference I think in performance. I think Hearts too didn't quite play quite so well, but we I think played with a bit of assurance and authority, which is not really becoming a team at the bottom of the league, a relegation threatened team. So I think we can, with a bit of optimism, forget about that now. That was a major threat when Archie and I arrived at Pittodrie. We hope that that's gone. We're now looking to consolidate in the upper part of the middle and maybe, just maybe, sneak in above the 6th position.
Craig, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Scott Booth and Colin Hendry watched the Hearts Aberdeen match today. What's your reaction to hearing from Craig? There's 7 points out of 9. Going okay, aren't they?
They're going really well. I mean, I think when you consider where Aberdeen have been and, you know, where they're definitely going in the right direction. For me, it was a step in the right direction. A small one again today, but certainly a step in the right
Honest
direction.
reaction from Craig, you know, very honest. And conceding goals has been a problem for them. Stop that. So, you know, they're going the right way.
OK, let's hear from Hearts manager Jim Jeffries. He's with Daryl.
Ray, thank you very much. Jim, in many ways, was that a frustrating day for you?
Yeah, it was very frustrating. I think all the frustrations was down to the state of the pitch for both teams. Though I have to say Aberdeen adapted to it better than us the first half. They were sharper to the ball, they got on top of us. We looked like we wanted to get it down and pass it. And they made it difficult for us. And then when we got the opportunity, it was, you know, we just didn't keep it well enough. And I felt we weren't competing as well as Aberdeen in the first half. So there were obviously a few choice words at half time, and the players responded, and they made a good start to the second half. And in terms of competing and doing the right things, because it wasn't a day to get it down and pass it, you just had to play it in behind them and back it up and hope you'd get a chance, because to play football and that was very difficult for both sides.
There was a penalty shout. Let me just show you this, Jim, and see what you think. David Templeton in the second half.
When you see it there, at the time I did think it was a penalty. I mean, David's still in there saying it was a penalty. He did touch him. Yeah, it's a penalty.
So you think from that second angle, you think it's a penalty?
Well, look at it. For that angle it is. For the other side it's not, but it depends what angle the referee is. But I have to say, for where we were, it looked a stonewall penalty. And Craig agreed at the time, but until you brought it to our attention that you think it wasn't. But if you see that angle there, just that wee trailing leg, I think was enough to catch him because he was in full flow.
Jim, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Look, Hearts' form has been terrific of late. They've only lost 2 of 17 in their away games at Celtic and Rangers. So why are we so disappointed? Because there was such a great opportunity for them today. Yeah,
it's expectation, isn't it? And it's the fact that they could have gone into the second place. But you know, it's great to hear Jim looking at that penalty again. And you will take another look at it. And I know what he's saying about Templeton being in full flow, but I just
not
feel
control of the ball, Scott. He's not got control of the ball, and I know Jim is going to say, but he's actually.
What about the defender's leg coming out?
Well,
is it not?
He's withdrawn the leg.
I think it's more Templeton's leg meets the defender rather than the other way around.
No,
it's a difficult
watch
position
this
to
leg. Watch his leg come out.
No,
he could have lifted his leg.
I don't think so, but it's
I mean, he feels it was a penalty. Jim's seen it second time. He feels it's a penalty. For me, it's not.
Jim would, wouldn't he? Let's face it.
Absolutely,
Jim's always going to say it's a penalty.
As far as Hearts are concerned, can they sustain their challenge for second? Or it's the way the pendulum swings, all of a sudden you think, yes, they can get second above Rangers. All of a sudden, with Rangers games in hand, you're now thinking it's very unlikely. Just on one game.
It is a missed opportunity today. You know, I mean, you would expect them, if they're going to really push them right to the end, they'd have to win today.
But Rangers have games in hand, but they've got the Europa League games too. No chance, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think again you've got to go back to today. You know, I said before the match it was going to make a big difference in how they were able to actually handle it right to the end of the season, because it's games like these that Hearts have to win if they're going to stay there with the old firm. For me today, just did manage to do it.
I think as far as Aberdeen are concerned, obviously Craig Brown, he's got the knack, you know, wherever he goes, he does well.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he has got that. He's done a good job.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. That is just about it. Thanks to Scott, thanks to Colin. Next SPL game here on ESPN, it's a week on Monday. We stick with Aberdeen because it's the trip the Dons make to Dannadice to play Dundee United. A decent result for the Dons today, but Hearts exactly pumped up, it has to be said. Thanks for your company, see you soon, and bye for now.